the war against Gygas. Hello everybody, Skippy Gamer here. Welcome to my video review of Earthbound. This is the first game of the series to come to America, although it is the second game in the series, which is a no-brainer. Other than the demand for Mother 3 in America, this is one of the famous games out of the whole series, and one that a lot of people like rather than the first one, and I wouldn't blame them. Though famous, Earthbound is only on the SNES and the Wii U. Earthbound went on Wii U before Earthbound Beginnings. A lot of people say it's a good game for many reasons, but are they right? Or are they all dead wrong? Then let's press the start button, pick a file to play on, and let's begin! Story. The story begins in the year 1990X, so a couple of years after the climax of the first game. We come to the town of Onet. Weird name to call your town. We come to the house of our main character, Ness. No, it's not the same character from the first one, where we find our main character sleeping peacefully. When all of a sudden, frightened by the sound, Ness quickly rushes downstairs to go outside to check it out. Thank goodness his mom told him to put his clothes on. After going as far as he can, he finds out that a meteor crashed it down. Later, after going back to bed, Ness's neighbor, Pokey, asks Ness to go find his brother, Picky. After finding Picky, a little bug that talks, named Buzz, comes out of the meteor. And off the bat, he tells Ness that he is from a dark future, a future where Gygas has taken over the world, and that it's his destiny, along with 3 other companions, to go stop him. After taking Pokey and Picky home, their mom kills the bug. How could you? In Buzz's dying breath, he gives Ness a stone and tells him to go to places on the earth to gather 8 melodies to stop Gygas. The dawn of a new adventure begins. The story is okay, and is much improved than Earthbound Zero. I think it does have that thing back in Earthbound Zero that the story gets better and better as you progress, so I recommend sticking with it until the end. The whole thing where your parents tell you to go on the adventure is here again, like the last game, which is still poor parenting. I mean, any loving parent would be against the idea of you going on an adventure which could possibly kill your child. And they treat it like it's just a normal thing in a person's life. Like they expect you to come home every once in a while like it's not a life or death situation. Now that's poor parenting. Don't you care about your own child? Unlike the previous game, instead of your parents telling you about the whole thing, Buzz tells you right when you meet him. Not as much of a dramatic way to start your adventure, in my opinion. So there's not much dramatic or shocking moments so far. Well, other than the moment Buzz died. You killed him! How could you? Some of the people you talk to do say some helpful and funny things. I mean, look at all this. With everything I said and more, I decided to give story 3 stars. Music. The music to this game is okay and improved, and sounds more instrumental than the last game. The beginning and other parts of the game has the music and other sound effects, like a weird science fiction or something. But other sound effects and music do not. The game has some nice songs, but some of the songs I found appealing in my opinion was the fight against Junior Spaceman and the fight right here. I would have expected the hippie song from the last game to work, but it didn't this time. I remember liking the sound effects of the Sound Stone and the melodies in it during my videos, and I think it stands out also today. During the 5 videos of this game you saw me experience, I remember hearing this song in a fan-made song by a specific YouTube user. And I think I did express that in my own ways during the videos, but I don't think it's a big deal. With everything I said and more, I decided to give music 3 stars. Graphics. The graphics are awesome! The pixel art in the overworld is very detailed, much better than Earthbound 0. Everything is colorful. Even in the battle system, the enemies are detailed, of course. Although instead of a black background like the first one, there are some weird, swirly things. Each one is different in each battle, and I noticed that some only appear once in the entire game. Some of it is colorful, though I really don't understand why they did this sort of background anyway. Without getting much more into detail of the graphics, I find the graphics to be mostly colorful and a joy to behold. With everything I said and more, I decided to give graphics 5 stars. And I don't think I really gave any game's graphics this high of a score before. If I did, then let me know in the comments. Terrible memory. Gameplay. The gameplay is much improved than the previous game. For one, the controls feel smoother than the last game. It's also much simpler to equip and unequip weapons, armor, etc. But unequipping? Oh my gosh, that's a big improvement. In the last game, it seemed like you couldn't unequip anything unless you get a new weapon or something that can replace it. So as you can tell, being able to unequip easily is a big improvement to the game. Moving around in the game is much smoother, and it's not like in Earthbound 0 where when you move, it goes only one grid square, which is pretty nice. When you interact with someone, you do have to go to the menu to click Speak, now renamed Talk, or Check to interact with the object if you want. Yes, I said if. because one of the many improvements of the game is that you can do both of them by pressing L next to a character or an object, which doing it will activate the action to interact with it. Now that is cool! It makes the problem of talking to people and getting objects much easier and faster without the hassle of trying to find the right action and having to do it again if you pick the wrong one. This is a big improvement in the series. There is a lot of other good stuff in this game. One bummer to this game, unfortunately, is that you can't sprint in this game. Well, this game was released in America before Earthbound Zero was released in America, so that's one reason. But despite all of that, it was still one downside that I didn't like in this game. But I got used to it after a while, but I still wish it was in the game. The battles work smoothly in this game too. I guess it's at the same level of easy as Earthbound Zero, but I guess I have to play the two games again to compare, but I'm not going to do that. So consider the possibility that a lot of stuff is improved. With the exception of the auto battle mode. One other good thing about this game is that there are no auto spawns. That's awesome, man! For those who don't know, I hate auto spawns in any RPG game, even in all Final Fantasy games. It just takes the fun out of exploring some of the game. But now that auto spawn is off, I can freely explore without a battle coming out unexpectedly. Although it is hard at times to dodge enemies when you don't want them to, but that's no big deal. Some battles can be easy, while others can be hard, and others have you form a strategy on how to easily beat a boss. One good example would be this fight. In this battle, you have to fight him. No duh. But if you pay attention to his move patterns, you can notice when it's a good time to attack, or when to defend. In every move, he spends one turn charging up once, then on his next turn, he attacks you. Then the pattern goes on the same way all the way through the battle, although the types of attacks are different sometimes. So I think that's pretty cool, and challenging at the same time. By the way, remember in my remastered review of Earthbound Zero that I would mention why I think the auto battle move in battle is perfected in Earthbound Zero rather than in this game? Well, here's why. In Earthbound Zero, if you access auto battle mode, you can easily exit by pressing B at any time and it would just disappear, and you would choose your next move. Although in this game, it seems like you can't turn it off at all until a couple of turns. But as I said earlier, I replayed this game for this review, and in my playthrough, I noticed that you can exit auto battle mode. In my recent playthrough, I kept pressing B rapidly as the battle progressed. During a person's turn, it deactivated, right when I tapped it or something to get the speech bubble going. After doing this for a while, I think that it only works when a character, either a party member and or an enemy, are starting their turn. I am not sure right now. It's very confusing. And I should go look at a guide on this move or something later. All in all, though, I still think Earthbound Zero perfects the auto battle mode. One awesome feature to the game that I wish was in most other old RPG games is the auto win. If you have high enough experience points, you can walk up to a low level enemy and it will just kill it and give you the EXP and items you would win in the battle if you were actually fighting. That is awesome! It makes level grinding and backtracking way easier than before, and it won't take any HP or power points either. That is so awesome! And you gotta admit, it's kind of fun, like, walking through the enemies and just mowing them down, being like, "Fear me, enemies!" Ha 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 ha! There are some points in the game where people do give you hints on what to do in the game, or you have to figure a part out by yourself. Some of the stuff you do without any help can be difficult, like this part right here. In here, you have to get in that big door in the game room. A gang member asks you if you want to join. If you say yes, he will mention that you have to finish Earthbound before you do. I know, exactly. The way to get past the gang member, you have to say no and battle him off. How is anyone supposed to figure that out on their own? I'll bet a lot of people today are going to look at a walkthrough or a guidebook or something to get through it. I just can't picture anyone knowing how to pass here without help. I didn't really talk to any of the people in the game if they give a hint or not, so I'm not sure if there are any hints in the game to help the player or not. I wouldn't mind checking someday to see, so sometimes you will get good hints, sometimes you won't, so be aware of them throughout the game. One more thing that I will mention is that when you get a game over, you can return to the last save point. When you do, half of your money that was in your pocket will be taken away. Although one nice feature is that even though you get a game over, some progress you have done after you have saved will be saved. One example would be that before you fight the robot I showed you earlier, you have to fight the creator of the robot first, then fight it after that. If you lose to the robot, then the machine's creator of the robot will remember you and have you fight the robot right away, as a sort of checkpoint of sorts. I think that is pretty cool, although I have a feeling it won't happen very often as you progress through the game, so just be aware. There is more that I noticed in the game, but I'm going to stop explaining there. So, there are a lot of things they fixed from the original game, and a lot of new features too. A lot of new features. I have played beyond where I originally stopped on my 5 videos of this game, and I gotta say, it's getting good, and I heard a lot of other stuff online. So I think I will enjoy going through this great adventure right after I finish Final Fantasy VI for the Super Nintendo. And it's a great game with a great storyline. But we are not talking about that right now. With everything I said and more, from pretty much some that I replayed from my 5 days of gameplay videos of this game, I decided to give gameplay 4 stars. With everything I said and more, I decided to give this game 3 stars with a silver medal. And I recommend this game to anyone, including people who want a different RPG experience. Finally, it is all over. Done. Vamonos. Okay, before I close this video today, I'd like to apologize for the lag that was in the video. It wasn't really that much, but during my first recordings of this video, it was like a bit had a lot of lag, but some of the clips didn't really have that much, so that's something to be thankful for. So, yeah, something to be thankful for. Also, I like to apologize for taking so long. Thankfully, it wasn't as long as my first review of Dragon Ball Z Boo's Fury, and I just remembered the name of it just now. But yeah, for okay, I guess it wasn't really that long, but to me, I took very long. And plus, I tried to get this done as quickly as possible and try and get a review done very quickly within maybe a deadline. Okay, I didn't set myself a deadline, but try and get a review done very fast, like pushing yourself to think you could get this part done in one day and is going to take longer and longer. It really stresses me out. So, fortunately, I may have to set some schedules up, like doing a little bit per day or something. Cause okay, I should explain something. After my Let's Play, my last episode, my Let's Play that I uploaded so far, which was episode 23, I believe, I took a break from YouTube altogether for a little while, which was pretty relaxing. Plus, I had school, which was meh. But anyways, so when I got back on making the review, yeah, I guess I had some stressful times doing it. I guess another reason why I never started right away was I guess I didn't want to lose my saved progress, cause after my first review of this video a year ago, I told myself I would play this game all the way through, and I started a little bit, and I didn't want to lose any of the progress, so I was kind of worried there. So that's another reason, one of the main reasons actually. So yeah, I guess I wanted to explain that and stuff like that, and I gotta say, I guess I'm gonna have to maybe have the next review, Mother 3 English translation, as just some off time or some. I don't know. I I guess I'm just gonna have to make some schedules to not make these reviews long to upload or anything. Plus, get these Let's Plays up, which I should get back in doing. So, yeah, I like to say all these things before I close the video today, and all of that sort of stuff. So, yeah, this part's unscripted, by the way, in case you didn't figure out by now. Alright, so that's all for today. So, thanks for watching, everybody. If you like what you saw today, be sure to like my video. If you like the channel you saw today, be sure to subscribe to my channel. No swearing in the comments. Tell friends and family about this channel. And I hope to see you guys next time. Alright, see ya. Look at this kid. In this game, there's a car that always passes by, and if he's in the middle of the road, the car will hit him, but it won't hurt him. It'll just stop like he's a brick wall or something in the game. He'll when he moves, then the car moves. I think that's pretty stinking hilarious. Yeah. I wonder what will happen if I get hit by that same car. Alright, here we go. Here it comes. Da! Wow! Oh my gosh! Help! Wow! Wow! After finding Picky, a little bug that wow. After finding Picky, a little and off the bat, he tells Ness that he is well, he's from somewhere, alright. I would wow, excuse me. With everything I said and more, I decided the graphics are awesome. The pixels in the overworld are very detailed. Everything looks better than Earthbound 0. Everything is colorful. I think I messed this one up again. Some of the people... Most important of all... La 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 la. And most important of... In the last game, it seemed like you couldn't Ani, 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 Ani,
Well, this game was released to America before Earthbound Zero was released to America, so that's one reason. But despite that, it was one downside that I don't.
In the last game, it seemed like you couldn't unequip weapons or anything unless you got a new weapon or something that can replace it. But with you being able to unequip stuff easily, well, in my opinion, this is another one to the bloopers section. But despite that, it was one downside to that. Huh. Hey everybody, bloopers! The battles work smoothly in this game too. I guess it's at the same level of easy as Earthbound Zero, but I guess I have to compare it again to wow, what a mess up. But if you pay attention to his move patterns, you can notice when it's a good time to make a move or when to defend. Every move he spends one turn charging up once, then on his next turn after you. That did not sound right. By the way, remember in my remastered review of Earthbound Zero that I would mention why I think the auto battle move is another spot in the bloopers?